Crayford trainer Gemma Davidson has been in greyhounds literally all her life. There was never really much chance of her being anything other than a greyhound trainer.
I was born into it really, so my dad always did it, so I was brought up in it. I think I more or less lived down the Hove's kitchen as a baby, so yeah, I've always known dogs. So.
Your dad was a very well known, very well liked greyhound trainer, John Davidson. Did you sort of start working for him or helping him out at a young age?
Yeah, I was always in the kennels as a kid, so growing up, all weekends, holidays, after school, I was always there. So.
Was it always what you wanted to do?
Yeah. I couldn't really see myself doing anything else. So.
Your dad was known to be a big hurdling fan, wasn't he? And you followed in his footsteps in that vein. Is that still your favourite part of the sport?
Yeah, I like the hurdlers and the marathon dogs as well, to be fair, so it's just a little bit different, and so the thing about both really is you're never really out the race, so, but yeah, I've always loved hurdlers. So.
Your dad, of course, sadly passed away around 8 years ago, and around that time he'd just brought in a new dog to the kennels that kind of kept you going in a way and gave you some fantastic times. That was, of course, Plain Daddy. Tell us how, you remember all that time with that dog.
Yeah, he was one of our own bred pups actually, so my dad sold him to Chris Sliney. It was the last dog he sold to him. Obviously at that time the dog could have been anything, so I do remember his first race at Crayford where he turned in the boxes and was carried off the track in the traps. He always had a lot of ability. I had his brother, another dog, I'm only the driver, who was 110% genuine, and a few people laughed when I said Plain Daddy was better, I think I've proved him right there with that one. So, but no, he was a blinding dog for us. He showed early on that hurdles was going to be where he needed to be. So, and I think what probably made him was when Wimbledon switched sides and put the extra hurdle in before the line. So, and he took off there. So.
Racing up towards the first flight, and a slow start there from Tourmaline Jack. There's three in line. Plain Daddy on the inside is going to take them round here. Tourmaline Jack is last, and he looks very uncomfortable. I think he's got lame. Heading down the far side is Plain Daddy, leading in from two. Nebuchadnezzar. After these comes one on the inside, Sizzler Spirit. They come round the second last bend and going on here. Nebuchadnezzar leading in from Plain Daddy. After these comes one, Sizzler Spirit. It's wide open as they come off the final bend. Nebuchadnezzar jumping the last. Nebuchadnezzar and Plain Daddy. Plain Daddy and Nebuchadnezzar involved in a photo finish. It's gone to the judge.
I don't know what to say. It's so overwhelming. That one was for Dad. It was the first Category 1 final that I got in as a trainer in my own right, and I nearly didn't make it, to be honest. I was that ill, but I was at the point I wasn't going to miss it. Funnily enough, you interviewed me that night, and I struggled to get down the stairs at Wimbledon. I was that ill for the interview. When the dog crossed the line and won the race, I got down the stairs pretty quick then. So that was the best medicine ever. So.
And presumably it was quite an emotional night for you.
Yeah, it was, because he was a special dog because he was the last one of my dad's, really, so that he sold to Chris Liney. So, it was, if there was ever a dog that could do well, that was the one we were all hoping at the end of the day, so, and he did, so he just went from strength to strength.
Double stars pinned down on the outside, and leads up early. Billis Renegade, Plain Daddy, and two Junior Mac all there. So go round the bend, and there's trouble at the turn. Coming around the turn at 6 double star with 4. Plain Daddy. After these comes 3. Billis Renegade as they get over the next. Sizzler Spirit's making up a little bit of ground. There's bumping ahead of it. Going into the third bend, 4 Plain Daddy. Hits the front here from 3 in second. Billis Renegade. Sizzler Spirit was held up. They come to the last 2 flights. It's 4 Plain Daddy. He needs the line. Sizzlers is coming off. Plain Daddy may have just held on from Sizzler Spirit.
Are you glad that you became a greyhound trainer?
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah, no, it's a nice job. Yeah, it's a way of life, really. So.
Obviously, there's a lot of moaning and politics within the sport. If you could change one thing for you, what would it be?
Well, without sounding like a broken record, there does need to be more money in the sport at the end of the day. So, where that comes from, whether it's outside sponsorship, who knows? But it's hard for young trainers. It's hard for all trainers. But even at Crayford, at the end of the day, we've got double, sometimes treble the overheads of other trainers. So it's just as hard for us as other trainers. So, everybody thinks we have got one of the best jobs in the country, but it's still not easy by a long way. So.
Most people, when you ask them what their ultimate ambition is to win the Derby, but you have a really quirky one. What is it?
I'd like to win every competition in my own right at Crayford. So, to be fair, between me and my dad, we've done a fair few of them, but in my own right, I've only done one so far, which was the Pete Buzzy, shortly after I lost my dad, actually. So, but yeah, and I would like to win the Golden Jacket, and I've got this thing about the guys and dolls. I've always liked the guys and dolls, so which is obviously making a comeback. So.
What does Gemma Davidson do outside of greyhound racing?
Not a lot. Breed little dogs. No, the greyhounds are my job and the little dogs are my hobby, really. So, I mean, it is dogs, dogs, dogs. Yeah.
And you are just a massive dog fan of all varieties.
Yep, yeah, I don't mind as long as they've got 4 legs and a tail. Yep, and they bark. Yeah, I do. I love the dogs. So.
What other dogs do you breed?
We've got 8 little dogs at the moment: Shih Tzus, Bolognese, toy poodles, miniature pincer, Maltese. Yeah, I think that's about it.
If you could take one dog home as a pet, and you've got all those cute little ones, which is always the sort of dog I thought I would have, or you could take a greyhound home as a pet, which would you choose?
It would have to be a greyhound. There is one of our little dogs on our original Bolognese that would be very, very hard to part with if you made me choose. But yeah, we do miss not having a greyhound in the house. So.
And you have lots of dogs in your house. At one time you had how many?
Well, we had about 17 little dogs at one point, and then before we had the little dogs, we had 2 shepherds and 5 greyhounds. But that was at the old place where we had a big farmhouse. So I don't think I'll squeeze all them into a little bungalow now.